Ohio, and welcome everybody to We Be Simpin, episode 9.
What are we talking about today?
Oh, we get to that. This is a podcast where we can just relax.
How have you been? I haven't seen you in like weeks now.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks on the podcast. we took a week off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which I said I wasn't going to do, but I needed it off. Because I've been playing Death Stranding too.
yeah, and other games. We played that Dead Letters Department, which was really interesting.
Do you want to talk about that?
You got so stressed and panicky in that game.
It was okay. For those who don't know what Dead Letter Department is, it's a psychological typing horror game where you're a data entry. You're like a data entry operator. Yeah. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, you're just typing in stuff for like mail that can't be read through this computer.
Yeah.
And just it gets more and more eerie over time because you're reading such weird stuff. But for me, I was kind of just locked in with just trying to get it typed out because at some point there's a timer.
Yeah.
And it just stressed me out where I just saw 5 minutes and I was like, oh, I have to type all this in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool by the end of the game. They had like a words per minute. Like what was my ratio?
Yeah, I really appreciated that at the very end.
39.
39, that's not bad.
39 words per minute.
Yeah.
That's on a good day. But yeah, I was very stressed. You were just watching and you were trying to help me deduce what we were seeing on the screen because it's like almost not legible a bit.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to just deduce some of the words.
Mm-hmm.
And you did really good.
Thank you.
Because I was just...
You're still better than me.
But my hands were aching because of the way I was sitting. And then I sat on the ground afterward because we did a 2-parter on it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just cannot.
So your hands were more level.
Yeah, I was level to the keyboard and I was more I was more higher. I had the high ground with the keyboard on the first attempt, and I was like, ugh, this is just hurting. And even the guy in the game that you're playing as was hurting too, and I was like, I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you so much.
Yeah.
But that had such Silent Hill vibes. The most Silent Hill vibes I've ever had. That's not a Silent Hill game.
Honestly, I wouldn't know because I slept through the only Silent Hill game we played.
Silent Hill 2. I'm still thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because it really left an impression. And it's very unique. Like, I've never played anything like that before, so...
Yeah, I really liked that. They need to make more games like that, I think.
There was another one I saw, because we were just looking at the Steam sale on Steam right now, because there's a whole summer sale going on till, like, July 10th or 11th. And there was, like, blood typers or something.
Blood typers.
And it was like a multiplayer game where you have to, it's like third person, but then you're typing in stuff as you're doing things, which I was like, that's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Type of the Dead back in the day. So really interesting. I wish more horror games like this can just exist.
Right.
And I'm glad it exists now. And I'm just like, I'm glad something like this exists because this is not console. This will never be console ported. You have to have a keyboard.
Yeah.
But it was a good game, and I recommended it to you like a couple days ago, and you're like, I know about this game, I've heard about this, you recommend it? I'm like, no, I didn't.
I could have sworn you told me about it last year.
And I don't, for the life of me, remember ever seeing this game until now.
Right.
So, really good. I highly recommend it if you guys want something psychological, and you want some of that Silent Hill vibes. Dead Letter Department. It's on Steam. It's like $15. It's not too bad. I got it on a Steam sale, so you can either wait for a sale or just I highly recommend it. And there's multiple endings, and we only got one.
Yeah. What is there, like 3 endings total, or is there
what
more?
I saw is there's 3. Okay. So I'm interested to see more, but I looked it up with you and saw the differences.
Yeah, because we were wondering what the best ending was.
And the game really fucks you up. Like, especially, like, it does, like, this meta thing where, like, it crashed the game. I go back in the game. The game is, like, kind of broken. Yeah. And then it kicks me out. And then I go back in. And then it literally just tells me, okay, you got your ending. You got bad end. You got, like, I got, like, a pseudo bad ending. So, of some sort. I don't know.
Yes, you did.
Really interesting. Really liked that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, apart from that, I'm playing Death Stranding too.
And how are you liking that game?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like so good.
Mm-hmm.
I love the original Death Stranding. It came out during COVID, which was, I don't know, it feels almost perfect for that game to come out around that time. And like, literally, Kojima made a game that kind of predicted the future. Just fucking frightening. You know, like, because...
I didn't realize we were that bad off in society at the moment.
Well, no, the first game was essentially like an apocalypse kind of, you know, thing, and people are, you know, are isolated from each other. I'm like, this is just hitting home with what COVID's going through right now. So I was like, and everyone's like, is he a fucking fortune teller? It's insane. But the second game is like a continuation of it, obviously. It's like very short after. Like maybe 11 months after the first game, and I'm loving it. There's so many... It's the same game.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's just, you're doing the same stuff, okay? But like, it just feels more refined, more quality of life improvements that the first game doesn't have. And that just feels more mainstream, more easy, and it's just more enjoyable.
Yeah. And
there's a lot more action, there's a lot more stealthing. It feels like this is as close as we're going to get to a Metal Gear Solid game again with Kojima right now. Just because he can never touch that franchise ever again because his falling out with Konami and everything. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm really loving it, and I'm only episode 5 out of what I've heard is like 16 episodes. He has them in like chapters, you know, like the game goes through chapters, and something huge happened, and I was so upset. And then you looked it up, and you're like, "That's fucking weird."
I googled some shit, and I know some things that are gonna be revealed later on, and I'm just like waiting for you to like confirm whether or not what I read is real or not.
Okay. Yeah, because you were kind of glued to my screen a bit when I was starting to play it. You're just like, "Ooh, this is cool. This is interesting. What's going on?"
See, I watched a fair bit of the first game, and you told me
played a fair bit of the first game.
Yeah, and you told me a lot about that game, as well. So I pretty much get the gist of the stories of like, oh, what's gonna happen? Why is there a second one? What are they doing?
Yeah, so far I'm connecting Australia.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in Australia.
Mexico, huh?
Mexico is kind of like the tutorial of the game. Kind of like they kind of
whole country, just the tutorial.
It's like a brief section of Mexico. It's like it's not the whole Mexico. Okay. It's just Sam who's the main character, is in Mexico, and he's just kind of in isolation again, and with BB, and then the story progresses to that point where he has to go to Australia just to connect the whole Australia continent. So that's what I'm doing right now, which is essentially the same kind of premise with the first game, but you're just doing the US.
Yeah.
But I really like this game, like what they're doing with Australia, because like the environments just look so different, because the US that they did in the first game was all just they scanned all of Iceland basically.
That is interesting.
And it all just looks like one kind of terrain.
Which you don't have in America.
No, you don't. So it felt weird that there's not a lot of environmental, you know, like differences other than it's just one kind of, you know, terrain. There's like a giant mountain that was snow, but that's about it in the first game. But then this game, like, there's forests, there's desert, there's canyons. I'm crossing rivers. I'm crossing bogs, like swamps. It's so cool.
Very America-ish.
Very America-ish. And then they have like weather now too, where it's like there's sandstorms, there's rain, there's earthquakes now, where awesome. Like as I'm climbing a mountain, there could be an earthquake, and then rocks and stuff starts, you know, falling down, and I could eat ass if I literally don't, you know, assess the situation and try to, you know, get out of its way from killing me. Yeah. And I know there's kind of snow terrain, and I haven't gotten there yet. Again, I'm probably like 12 hours into the game.
Okay. That's a nice chunk of game.
It's a nice chunk, but the game's like 40-ish hours, so I mean that's if you want to do everything, it's probably way more.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm having a good time with it. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Any visual novel updates?
So I finished my first run of Battlefield Vaults.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed on the common route, as I do usually for my first run, because
you gotta go in blind, which is really nice. Like you play a blind run.
Yeah, I love playing a blind run, and that's usually the run in which I die.
Usually.
And in Battlefield Vaults, it proved to be no different. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to shoot for a certain character, but do it blind, try to romance a particular character, but do it blind. But I'm so good at, like, raising everybody's, like, affinity levels. So, like, everybody liked me, but nobody liked me well enough, which kept me on the common route. And then, of course, the one prick in the game, who's supposed to be, like, a teacher guy, he sends you a false letter from your mother saying that she's going to escape Nirvana and they've been torturing her and all that kind of stuff. And you're like, holy shit. And I'm like, that can't be my mom. Why would she send me a letter? Last time she was scared of me.
So something doesn't track.
Something doesn't track. So we go to the meeting place. For one, to talk mom out of it if that is mom. And for two, to sort of see what the hell's going on here. It was a trap, of course. And the instructor teacher dude kills you, your mom, and the little girl who was with your mom.
And that was the end of your run?
That was the end of my run.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And now you're kind of following a guide right now.
Now I'm following a guide because I realized there's this character you can unlock as like a dateable route. Romanceable route.
Okay. So he's kind of locked until you do certain things in the game?
Yeah, so you gotta get through 3 different characters before he even unlocks. So I'm doing a guide for this first dude right now. He was one of my least favorite dudes in the game. Nothing wrong with him, but he's just like, too serious and not like very expressive. Mm-hmm. So I find him boring.
A boring character?
Yeah, I find him a bit boring.
But you're gonna have to go for him at some point.
Yeah, so I made him the first one. So I think you have to unlock 2 different endings with at least 3 different characters before you can unlock the other guy. And so I'm like, okay, I'll do that, and I'll just
suffer.
Autoplay the story that I have read. But see, when you get onto different guys' routes, then that's where the story is different. And so far, I'm a bit surprised because, like, I'm already like a couple chapters into this guy's run, and there hasn't been a lot of interaction between us. I'm like, really? How is this? Like, because in other visual novels, like, you're usually with that person a lot. That's, like, the main bit of the story now, because you spend most of the story with them at that point. Mm-hmm. Where in this one, you're like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. Oh, hey, guy, bye. Yeah. So I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, so he's, like, in it, like, maybe, like, 2% more than he was before. And it's like, where's the romance? Why does he like you? Why are you liking him? Huh? So,
give me some more exposition.
I'm like, do what visual novels do and show me why I should care.
Exactly. You've played a good fair chunk already of visual novels. You know what you want.
Favorites.
They're usually the most tragic or bad
I like
boys.
The fucked up guy.
The ones that you
the
think
villainous ones.
The ones you can be like, I think I can fix him.
Right.
That's why you like Asterion so much.
I love Asterion. I love him so much.
From Baldur's Gate 3.
Saint Germain. Code Realize.
And then you have Prince Giordo.
Oh my god, I really enjoyed Prince Giordo. Is he my favorite run entirely in the My Villainess game? No. But his bad run is my favorite. I
remember you playing the bad run and you were just kind of like so giddy. Like a schoolgirl, like, oh my god, this is happening. Everybody stay calm.
Giordo, I didn't know you had it in you.
It only took until someone else kisses him, his woman.
Indeed.
That's usually what it takes.
Right.
And he's like,
And I don't give him enough attention.
And then he gets very territorial.
Before my favorite's Xiao. I don't know. I like those more villainous men as the romance options in the fictional games.
So I can fix him, guys.
Yeah. I can fix him or he could severely fuck me up, sort of thing.
And I'm okay with either option. Were you having a good time with Battlefield?
Oh yeah, I'm enjoying it. I can't wait to get to a couple of dudes' stories.
No, hopefully we'll have more of an update.
Yeah, because nothing much at the moment. I'm just sort of breezing through Abel's run. That's his name.
Too many games right now. I mean, I just bought you Final Fantasy X and 10-2.
Staring at me.
Because you always... I mean, do you want to tell the story? You've always wanted to play this game as a kid?
Yeah, so I had a friend who was playing it, like, around the time, I think I was, like, 12. And, like, it was around my birthday. I was like, oh, I'm getting some birthday money, because I would get, like, $20 for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
So, therefore, I could spend it on whatever I wanted. And I fell in love with, that game just from watching my friend play it. So I bought it for my birthday.
You bought 10-2 specifically.
Yeah, 10-2 specifically. So didn't get to play it except for one time. And that was after I had a bunch of ant bites on my shoulder. It was stinging. I was in a lot of pain. Those suckers hurt. But then, my sister was like, yeah, you should play your game. And I was like, I've been wanting to, because, I could never play on the PlayStation 2 by myself.
You always had one console in the family, and then everyone wants to play it.
Everybody wants to play it, so we always had to play co-op games. But, other siblings got to have it to themselves, who were younger than me, by the way.
No seniority for Taylor.
Yeah. So whenever I got to play, I always had to play with my older sisters. So I never got to play.
So you bought this game that you've never pretty much played.
Yeah. I got to play maybe 20 minutes of it.
And was it the best 20 minutes of your life? You're like, oh.
No, because for one, I had a group of people around me watching me, trying to tell me what to do, and I was in pain from the ant bites that felt like it was dissolving my shoulder.
Well, now you have 10 and 10-2. All to yourself.
And I'm excited to learn how to play it.
It is a turn-based. And I know how much you're...
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years.
That's weird.
But I got you the remaster so you can enjoy better visuals and whatnot and all the content.
Yeah.
So. Anime. Our topic.
What's our topic?
Our topic, and it's a two-parter, and we're only going to do half of it today.
Oh.
Because...
half of the two-parter.
Yes.
Would that make it 4 parters? No, just kidding.
You could do the math. Whatever you want to do. Just... Summer Anime Lineup 2025 is upon us. At the time of this recording, it's basically started. So I thought we'd talk about the anime that we're going to probably watch, and maybe we can come back and talk about a little bit more of them later. Yeah. Probably in the second parter is probably going to be when we have already watched at least one episode of all of this.
So, I have a quick question before we really dive in.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to, at least mention our favorite animes of the last lineup?
If you want to. I mean, the spring lineup was really good.
Because I remember we were talking about doing it.
That was originally
a spring wrap-up.
We can do a spring wrap-up with this. Do you want to do a spring wrap-up?
It might take too long since this is going to be a two-parter. So.
Well, it's entirely... How about we just give one, our best one, and our least favorite one?
I definitely know my least favorite.
You don't have a good one?
I have 3 tied.
You have 3 tied. You think I can try guessing?
Absolutely.
It's either Black Butler, To Be Hero X, or Witch Watch.
No.
Okay,
you got Black Butler.
And that was it?
And Shirley.
Oh yes, and Shirley. Okay, and then...
And Kowloon Generic Romance.
Okay.
I think those are my top 3 favorites.
You don't really have a top one in mind?
I think if I had
you really had gun to your head right now.
Oh, okay.
Because we pretty much, well, to be fair, we haven't wrapped up a lot of these yet.
Yeah,
Black Butler's wrapped up.
Yeah.
Anne Shirley's still going to bleed into the summer. So we're going to be watching Anne Shirley still.
Kowloon has wrapped up, but we only watched the dub.
Yeah, and we're about 2 episodes left before they kind of finish things up. So.
I hear the ending was disappointing, or they ruined it somehow. So I might put Kowloon under Black Butler and Anne Shirley.
Okay, so you're kind of neck and neck with Anne Shirley and Black Butler.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know which.
Well, I honestly thought it would be Black Butler for you because this season, the Emerald Witch arc has been really fucking amazing.
Okay, Black Butler.
I've been impressed too because I was like, oh my god, this is great. I love what they did here.
It's so awesome. But Anne Shirley is such a different kind of show, you know.
I love Anne Shirley. It's great. I've never read the book.
Yeah, me either. But I got a public domain copy on my Kindle.
Yeah, it's everywhere now. It's old enough to be.
Oh yeah, it's older than Little Orphan Annie. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No. Yeah. And it's cool because this is not their first time ever doing an anime for Anne Shirley. This is their second attempt, I think.
So I think the first one was in the 70s.
Yeah, it's pretty, and I've seen footage of it, and may or may not have it here in the video on YouTube for you guys to look at. But yeah, there's some very old footage of it, and it looks very Ghibli-esque. And I think because some of the founders of Ghibli actually worked on this previously, and this is an entirely different studio that's doing this interpretation of it.
They're doing a beautiful job.
And it's amazing.
I love the original Japanese voice cast, and I love the English dub. I think everybody's doing a great job. And the animation and the music, it's just perfect.
Black Butler is good for you, though.
Yeah,
Black
okay,
Butler.
I might put that one at the top. And Shirley, close second.
And then what's your least favorite?
The Shuinji family siblings or whatever, sisters.
I honestly thought it was going to be boy-girl friendship.
That is better than the siblings. Because the sibling thing is just derived.
So for those who don't know, Shuinji family, it's called the Shuinji Family Children. It's based on this. It's from the same creator that did Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we're still watching it.
We are still watching it. They're driving me nuts. This family can't communicate. And they're all in love with their brother.
So it's based on, it's obviously, as you've already kind of, summarized, incest to an extent.
They're all adopted.
They're all adopted children, but they, for the most of their life, they've known each other as they didn't think of that. Yeah. As that. They knew that they thought they were
all from their parents, but no, they were all adopted. So therefore a little less gross, but it's still freaking gross in a way. If you find out that you're not actual siblings and you grew up as siblings, for one, you still have that sibling love for one another. And for two, it would sort of feel like loving your cousin or something, That's just a bit gross.
Yeah, and it's still on the lower half of my list. It still might be lower half, the bottom.
Alright, before you get into your lower stuff, you should tell us what your favorite was.
I will get to that in a minute. I just want to I don't want to back away from this.
Yeah.
Because we want to talk about it. Shuinji family. There's stuff I hate about it.
Yeah.
And there's stuff I like about it.
Okay.
What I like about it is that the main character doesn't want. At least he's not interpreting it as anything, but he's just interpreting it as I'm a brother. I'm the heir to the family, and I just need to keep this family together.
If he could stay like that without eventually boning one of his sisters, because he's going to. If he could just stay as no, I'm your brother, you guys need to go find healthy relationships elsewhere, or something like that, then I will have so much more respect.
I don't like that. It's seeming, because we're not done with it, or we're getting very close to it, but or at least with the season, and it seems to be pointing in the direction of every sister is in love with him, and I really don't like that.
No.
I would have been okay if we had like 2 or 3 out of the 5.
That's still too much.
Yeah, that's 2 is okay. I think 3 is stretching it.
Plus, there's 2 brothers.
And there's 2 brothers, but the other brother is like...
He has a girlfriend.
He has a girlfriend, so he's like... He's not available.
Relationship.
Yeah, he's like the only one. He's like the background character here. Like, he's not even important to the story.
Yeah, he might as well not even be there because that's how little importance
honestly,
he
it
has.
could just be, was it 6 children instead of 7 now? And it would be just
like
fine.
5 sisters and 2 brothers.
But he acts like a brother towards them.
Mm-hmm.
And caring and whatnot. There's nothing romantic that he does that makes me warrant that, okay, he's in love with this specific girl. But then everyone else is like, oh my god, I'm falling in love with him. Shit. I think talking about it, this is definitely this is my least favorite.
Oh, I'm curious.
Close second for me was, can a boy and girl friendship survive?
Yeah.
And
they're like this on the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. And
like
I enjoyed
touching butts.
The
touching butts at the bottom.
I really enjoyed that one, the boy-girl friendship. I
enjoyed it too.
But there were just so many moments. And again, it's communication. It's like, if you guys communicated your feelings instead of dragging this out till the very end with all this shenanigans.
To a certain extent, I can understand that, especially when you're a hormonal teenager, communicating is hard. But
it is, yes.
It gets to that point of ridiculousness in all of these shows where you're like, come on!
The romantic anime that we've been getting over time, like with Horimiya and Shikamori's Not Just a Cutie, I love that they kind of just dive us in.
Both of those.
I love them both.
Right.
But I love that they just dive us in like they're already together.
Like in Shikamori's Not Just a Cutie, they're already together.
And then the first episode establishes that this is the couple, and you're already immediately in love with them. You're like, okay, I ship them immediately.
Right, you see why they work so well together.
Yeah, and the same way with Horimiya, where it's like,
they're
like
not
3 episodes.
A couple yet, but they don't waste time.
They don't waste your time.
They get to know each other in the first episode. I think probably by the second episode, they both realize they have feelings for each other or something like that. And by the third, they're together or something like that.
It's great. And then they move on to other characters having problems in the show. And I really like that.
Still keeping the main couple relevant to the story. It's
perfect. Yeah. And I'm like, I guess I'm just getting older where I'm just like, I'm not tolerating this anymore. Where I'm like,
I think if we were young teenagers who didn't really have relationships or whatever, the other stuff could be exciting and fun. It
could be exciting and like the will they, won't they? And now I'm just like, just get together. And I want to see what it's like when you guys are together. So,
right? How do you guys work together? How do you come over problems? Like overcome problems? How do you just navigate a healthy relationship?
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing to tackle.
Exactly.
Like,
it's not just that, oh, he's so cute, oh, he's so handsome or something like that.
Like, I love Uzaki-chan, but again, we're 2 seasons in and they're not together, and they work so well together. They're basically a couple, but they just don't want to admit it. And I'm just like, just come on.
Yeah. One thing I can appreciate about Uzaki-chan, well, I love that show, like, no issues really, but they're just 2 really awkward young adults.
Yeah, and they're freaking college students,
They're college students, absolutely. And they have no clue about romance.
No, they don't.
Mm-mm.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I think the bottom of the barrel, Shunji family for children, and very close second is boy-girl friendship.
Yeah, they're touching. They're laying on top of each other.
Yeah, they're almost butt to butt. So, those are my weak ones, and the rest of them have been phenomenal. Like,
they've been fun.
I think my top one, which now I want to get into, is To Be Hero X.
I had a feeling.
This show blew my expectations out of the water just by first episode. First 5 fucking minutes of this. And I know we already talked about it in our spring lineup, but my God, is this show just punching on all cylinders. And it's a Chinese studio doing this. I'm like, Japan, you should be worried because this shit is fire and it's doing something I've never Japan has tackled before, and to certain extents, like My Hero Academia has done something like this to an extent, but like this on a whole new level is To Be Hero X. And what I love about it is just like this society, I love the world building of this and like about heroes and social expectation, and I just find it so brilliant and just breathtaking with its 3D animation and then just switching it on a hat sometimes with 2D. It's like, this is insane.
It is probably the most visual stunning anime this last season.
Yeah, it gave me like Spider-Verse vibes with like the way they're like just like changing the format of like what the animation style looks like. So I really love it. It's great. It's amazing. It's making me excited to see Chinese studios animation do this kind of stuff now, and like kind of bleeding into the market like this. And like this is sort of like the first step. I mean, Solo Leveling was a huge step too, and that's a manhwa with Korea. So I'm like, I love seeing different countries tackle these kind of stories.
Yeah.
And this is all original. To Be Hero X is not like a manga or a light novel series. This is all original, and it just feels insane.
Yeah.
To that level where I'm like, how is this not somebody's creation before? Like, how did no one like
definitely struck gold with this one? It's
amazing, and I'm excited to see again more people, more of these studios tackle this kind of thing, like with different cultures. Yeah. And there's one on our summer lineup I'm really excited to watch at some point. We haven't watched it yet, but
should we get into our summer lineup?
Yes, let's do that. So again, this is a two-parter because we're only going to be focusing on continuing series this part, because there is so much stuff coming out this summer.
Oh yeah, we're going to be eating well.
This is like the best time to be an anime nerd right now. A weeb, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to focus this episode on just continuing a series,
Come join us because we be Simpin.
Yeah, we are, and we're eating good. Like, I counted here right now, there's 11 that at least I wrote down that we're going to be. Some of them we have to wait for, but some of them we're going to watch.
Oh yeah.
And I can't wait to dive into this.
This is just with the continuing?
This is like continuing season 2s.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. Maybe movie adaptations.
Before we move on to like part 2 of this episode.
Yeah. So part 2 of the episode will be, it'll be the next episode. Episode 10.
And that'll be a whole different list of anime?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's how much anime there is.
So yeah, I was just trying to understand that.
So let's dive in. Obviously, this is from last episode, but I just want to start here. Dan to Dan Season 2.
Ah, yeah!
That's coming back. We've obviously already watched the first 3 episodes. On our last episode, you can hear us talk about that a little bit. We were very vague, but
we're all over the map in that episode.
That's the catch-all episode.
That was the catch-all.
But I'm really excited to see more Dan to Dan again, and it's so great to be back in this world of crazy ghosts and aliens and whatnot. So
yeah,
if you guys want to see us talk about Dan to Dan Season 2, unless you had anything you want to say about Season 2 of Dan to Dan.
I am really excited to see where it goes. I know you've been reading the manga. I've been wanting to read it, but I just haven't had the time. And I have so many other things I'm reading too. I've realized that I've been off more than I could chew. But
that's totally fine.
I'm like super excited to see where this goes. I've been like, you're not allowed to tell me anything.
Yeah, and you've told me to keep my fucking mouth shut.
Yeah.
And so all I can tell you that it's insane.
I am so
This might be my favorite arc.
Oh really?
And it's about to be adapted fully, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
It's gonna be great.
And I'm hoping that they may leave it on a cliffhanger for Season 3. I think I might know where they stop, because I read I read farther ahead than intended, because I was like, where are they going to stop? Okay, I have an idea where they're going to stop in Season 2, and then they'll do, because it's another 12 episodes. So I'm really excited. So I would say don't even read it right now, because I want to see your reactions, because I have to keep it silent right now.
I have to catch up on some things before I can get to Dan to Dan.
No worries. At that point, we'll probably almost finish it at that point, but I'm really excited to see more Dan to Dan. It's just phenomenal, and So good to that's a good banger to start off with. I'm just like, ugh.
Heck yeah.
No, I'm not going in any particular order.
Not even like by air date or anything.
No, because if I went by air date, it would have been Rent a Girlfriend season 4,
yeah,
and I guess
starting tomorrow. Right?
yeah. So I guess we'll talk about Rent a Girlfriend season 4.
Yeah, as of this recording.
Yeah, we're recording a day before Rent a Girlfriend goes live, season 4. I mean, we talked about Shuinji family, children, so you want to talk about Rent a Girlfriend season 4?
Rent a Girlfriend, overall, is sort of a fun trash anime.
I would agree.
I have to say, I really liked what they did in season 3 with Chizuru's grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like there was a little bit of like story growth with that whole thing, you know, rather than just him wanting a girlfriend.
Yeah, he actually like stepped up and helped achieve her dream, and I thought that was really nice. And I was like, oh, this is what I've been looking for.
She really wanted her grandma to see her in the movie.
And it was very emotional. Like I think I even cried.
Yeah,
I think we both kind of teared up with the season 3. Obviously, the first 2 seasons are trash.
Fun trash.
They're just fun trash.
Virgin's gonna virgin. What are you gonna do?
I will say I think Rent a Girlfriend's probably going to be at the bottom of our list because there's so much better stuff on this list. Just letting you know.
That's our prediction.
I mean, it might change. I don't know. I can't see anything. But yeah, season 4 just sounds just more shenanigans with all these girls. I hate mommy. Don't understand why they.
A lot of people think she's the best character.
I don't know how. She's not even in the fucking show, and yet they like showcase her as like, oh my god, it's the girl. She's one of the 4, and I'm like, she's not even in the show.
I mean, she's so hell bent on making sure he's not happy or whatever, and I'm like, I don't care if you don't think he deserves happiness or not. You're still being a bitch, and you could be living a happier life without meddling.
It's just toxicity.
Leave those people to themselves. Go enjoy your own life and don't meddle in other people's.
Amen. Amen, sister.
Didn't know you were.
That's all I have to say about Rent a Girlfriend. I don't know if we're going to get as high as we got with season 3, but
I think that it'll decline from season 3, honestly.
Fun.
That's my prediction.
So you're probably not far off from that prediction. So I'm going to... I'm not going in any particular order. Call of the Night, season 2.
Oh, you've been really looking forward to this one.
Well, so this one's buried on High Dive.
Yeah.
So we're obviously we have High Dive now. We've been watching stuff on there. So we'll be going to that one. That's a.
Oh, now if you love trash anime, High Dive is your place.
That's where we watch Domestic Girlfriend.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's where we watch Domestic Girlfriend.
Nice.
In a setting. But yeah, there's some. I've been enjoying High Dive stuff.
I have been enjoying it. Plus, they're the home of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon and Oshinoko.
Yes, and Yo Boy Kame.
Your boy Kame. That's our Salem show.
Yeah, and Dangers in My Heart. I really like that one.
Yeah.
So but Call of the Night. I'm really excited for it. You know, it's just more. Premise of that one was, you know, with vampires and such at night, and I don't know, I just kind of dig it, and I feel like we need to watch season 1 again. It's been a minute.
Well, we can do that if you want, or do like a recap or something.
Maybe
I still remember it pretty well because if I recall, he's like an insomniac.
Yeah, he can't sleep, and so he just hangs out at night in the city.
And she drinks from him, and then it turns out, like, because he really wants to become a vampire. But he only has like a year from the first time she drank from him to become a vampire, so they like need to fall in love or something.
Yeah,
right?
she has to fall in love with him. That's the whole premise.
Yeah.
Is to make her fall in love with him, and then he can become a vampire.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's a cool concept. I like it. And then slowly over the first season, they kind of like introduced more vampires and kind of like a larger threat. You know,
and like a vampire hunter sort of.
Yeah, and I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. So I'm excited to see where season 2 goes. Really excited. So that's Call of the Night. I'm gonna, and I think that's our only High Dive one that's on this list, at least at this time. That's a continuing series. I'm gonna mention this one because I'm gonna bleed it into 2 of them that I'm really excited about, or at least this is part of one of the two. But Rascal Does Not Dream of Santa Claus is a continued series to Rascal Does Not Dream of
I
Bunny
really
Girl
love
Senpai.
that series.
I love the series so much.
So much so, I've been thinking about starting the light novels.
I think you should.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
that would be great.
So this is a continued series from Bunny Girl Senpai.
Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai.
And then they also did 3 movies.
Alright, what are those movies?
The 3 movies is Rascal Does Not Dream of Dreaming Girl, which we just watched.
Yeah.
And then there's 2 other ones, which is Rascal Does Not Dream of a Sister Venturing Out, and then a Rascal Does Not Dream of a Knapsack Girl. So there's 3. So what they've been doing is they've been kind of like putting some of these arcs into movies afterward. And then this Santa Claus one is sort of a season 2.
But after those movies.
After the movies. And we have not had the privilege of watching those movies because they have been buried at theaters, and then they've never came out on theatrical versions on digital platforms until recently. They just got Dreaming Girl out. And so we don't have the other 2 movies. So at this point, I'm gonna have to probably not watch this one right now.
Put that one on the back burner.
Because I really want to watch it, but it's a continued series, and I won't have any context. We're missing 2 movies.
Yeah. Okay.
And I really loved what they did with Dreaming Girl. I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was so sad.
Oh my god.
I cried. You cried.
Yeah.
It was so good. And man, that first season of Bunny Girl is so crazy. You think with the title like that, you would be like, what are we in for?
Like, for the longest time, I avoided that one because I guess there's going to be a trash anime.
And then I chose it, and then you were like, why is this so good?
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, I misjudged this horribly. Like, I'm the one who showed you, is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? And that is completely different from its title as well.
It is. So don't
judge an anime by its name.
Yeah. Wise words from Taylor. But I'm really excited to watch this, but again, we're gonna have to just set this on the back burner until they get the movies out.
Love that series. It's full of villainous.
Well, and I wanted to segue to my next one because it's from the same studio that is doing Rascal, and that is My Dress Up Darling Season 2.
Oh my god, finally. I think, weren't you telling me the other day that, we actually got Crunchyroll to watch My Dress Up Darling?
Yeah.
And that's sort of what started us.
Our binge.
Down.
Our goblin eating.
My brother and I, when we moved into town and we were close to my family, we started watching anime together. And that's how I watched all of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure for the first time, was with Lamb. And then I remember after that was done, me and Wham were all like, well, what are we watching now? So then we watched, it might have even been no, there's somebody's compilation of new anime that was coming out, and My Dress Up Darling was one of them.
See, I thought you showed it to him, but apparently he swears that he never did.
I've only seen it twice, 3 times now, and they've all been with you.
Okay, good.
I've realized that. But, My Dress Up Darling was one of the ones that, I saw on that list of new anime coming up. And I was like, ooh. And then I remember I watched that video with you, and then we were like, okay, we gotta watch these animes. And I think My Dress Up Darling was the first one.
Yes, it was. That was our first show we watched on Crunchyroll when I grabbed the subscription. Yeah,
when we grabbed Crunchyroll, that was the first.
And we never looked back, and I've never unsubscribed since then.
And we also watched Sasuke and Miyano around that time.
Yeah. And we just kind of started because we started eating up all these anime that have been out for so long, and then.
Except I think that was new at the time as well.
Fairly new, but then we got to just start watching older stuff.
Yeah.
Which has been nice to catch up on. So, yeah, My Dress Up Darling Season 2, it's been...
amazing.
Has it been 3 years?
Man.
Oh my god.
That's crazy.
I'm so excited for it to come back. We just re-binged it last week.
Yeah, I mean...
Because we're just...
finished it up, not this weekend, but the weekend before.
Yep. It's been fun.
Yeah, it only took us 2 days.
It's a short binge. You guys can watch it in a weekend.
Staying up a little late. You got me some wings.
Yeah, I went and I got you some wings, and I got myself some pasta, and then we just
just sat on our couch and finished watching our Desert Darling.
That was perfect.
Oh,
so I'm really excited for season 2.
me too.
I just want more Marin, Kitagawa, and Gojo together, and so I'm really excited for that. And if you guys don't know what that is, please watch season 1 of My Desert Darling.
Yeah.
I think I'll go into this one.
Okay.
Reborn as a vending machine, I now wander the dungeon. Season 2.
Oh, yes.
This came out like maybe a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's a weird-ass concept, but I didn't think I'd love it as much as I did.
It was really good.
But obviously it's an isekai. But this guy gets reincarnated as a literal vending machine in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
And then
he loves vending machines so much.
And I guess that's how he kind of turned into
And that's why he is one.
And so he has he gets skills and stuff that he can produce and make certain foods and stuff. It's very weird. It's so weird, but very fascinating. And he can only speak with the words that he's given to the machine. Yeah. So it's thank you, or have a great day. Something like that, Right. Because apparently vending machines do that. It just made me realize there's a lot of different vending machines. He can transform into different vending machines.
He can. That's crazy.
He literally, and this is sort of spoilers, but he transforms into a condom vending machine that they use later in the anime episode. In an episode.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what the? I was like, there's a fucking vending machine for condoms?
It doesn't surprise me that there is in Japan at least.
So. I guess so. It's all,
because you can get almost anything out of a vending machine in Japan.
I always wanted to try hot coffee from a vending machine, but from a can. Because apparently they have that technology where you can just open up a can, like a hot coffee, but it's in a can, and it makes it hot.
I have it next to the hot red bean soup. That's another thing I'm interested in.
See, that's cool too. I'm like, the fact that they have these kind of technologies, it made me realize Japan is just living in the future.
Right.
With these vending machines, they have literal urinals where you can play games with your piss.
That's so weird.
That is very weird. But it's they make a game out of almost everything, which is freaking weird. Just the things that we see because we watch videos all the time with Japan, and it's seeing how advanced they are, which is these mundane things that are game changers for us because we're Americans. And I'm just what the fuck? This would be so great to have in America.
You wish you had that kind of urinal.
I wish I had that kind of urinal. I want to be in do a little mini game of duck hunt or whack-a-mole duck hunt. I don't know. Just my God. It's cool, but yeah, the vending machine. I'm really excited because that's coming back in July as well, and I'm his name is Boxo, and I guess the other girl is maybe in love with him, and I'm okay, you don't.
That really strong girl. Yeah, she's in love with him. She carries him all over the place.
I was please don't fuck the vending machine, please. So that's the only thing I'm please don't get there.
Yeah.
But I'm real excited. It's just more. It's funny. It's very interesting. I'm very interested in the world building that they're setting up slowly. And he's kind of with a ragtag of people, and they all understand him because they kind of have decided to only ask him yes or no questions, and that's all he can do really with the voices that he has, and that's what they kind of established. Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
They've been able to establish a form speaking with him.
I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. That. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see it. Again, it's probably not going to be top of the list, but it's going to be enjoyable.
Enjoyable isekai.
All right. Another one that's enjoyable that I'm really interested to see more of is A Couple of Cuckoos.
Oh yeah.
Season 2.
Yeah.
Really.
I'm I still go on little rants about the father.
Yep. So this is a story about two people that were swapped at birth.
Yeah. The only way that could have possibly worked. Okay, actually, 2 different ways it could have worked. One, he paid off the family, and they kept it secret this whole time. Or 2, neither his wife or the other family had any, like, ultrasounds. They didn't know the sex of the child before it was
It
born.
was all a surprise.
And he just went in there and swapped him.
I don't know. I'm hoping they will establish
Because we know he did.
Yeah, he did something.
He admitted to swapping him.
He alluded at the end of season 1.
He admitted, not to anybody, but
just
to
himself. I'm interested to see more of this. It's obviously it'd be these two people that were swapped at birth. They kind of grew up, they're kind of 16, almost 18 now.
Yeah.
And now they are kind of betrothed to one another.
Yeah.
And obviously the boy is kind of like in a middle class, family, and the girl is in a rich class, like rich family kind of situation. So it's kind of like they're kind of having some kind of talks to like, okay, you guys are living together now at this like summer home or something like that, their condo or something in Japan. They're still going to school, and so I'm interested to see more of it because I'm really interested to see like how the relations are going to form. I'd like to rewatch it again. It's been a while, but
Yeah.
I really liked what we had of season 1, and there's other girls in the mix. His sister is another one. I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have
she's not really his sister.
yeah, because they're not related.
And
So
they love that trope.
yeah, that's just Japan. I don't understand why it's a dying country. Slowly but surely, they can't get people to copulate. So it's like, sister's looking good right over there, right? You want to do something about that? Fucked up.
It's not more like the sisters looking good. It's more like, ooh, the brother's looking good.
It's usually the case. It's usually the case because apparently the guy has no say in the matter, and it's just like all of these girls fighting for his attention.
Right.
I'm like, just what about him?
Yeah.
What about his screen time? So that's a couple of cuckoos. Do you have anything else you want to say about that one?
No.
All right, I'm just gonna go down the list now because I was all over the place. Sakamoto Days, season 1. Part 2. Core 2.
Yeah.
I really love the show.
Yeah.
Even though a lot of people are saying it's lackluster animation and...
I think it's great. I love it. It's funny. I think it, I've never read the source material.
Me neither.
I feel like from what I've seen, it captures what they were going for quite well.
I quite enjoy what they're doing with it, so I can't...
Plus, my mom actually picked out that anime of all animes and watched it herself.
I'm surprised.
Yeah. She saw it, and she was like, okay, I'm watching this one. And she loves it.
And I love the dub cast right now. They got Matt Mercer as Sakamoto. And
yeah. Oh, yeah, she saw Matt Mercer and I think Alex Lee talking together about voice acting, and they were talking about Sakamoto Days.
Because they're both in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And then I think that's when she was probably like, I'm watching that one.
It's perfect. I really like it. It's about the top assassin kind of retires and marries and has a kid, and then he gets extremely fat, and then he runs a convenience store. And that's basically the premise of it. And then obviously people don't like that he left the organization that he was basically the John Wick of anime. And nobody likes that he left, so they're sending assassins. Yeah, and it kind of goes from there, and it's really funny, and I just enjoy it. So.
Oh yeah, so good.
I'm excited for more, and we're gonna get part 2. It's a continued series. I know this is not a season 2, but this is like it's a second parter. They kind of divide these up into 12 episodes each, and they're bringing the next batch in July. So I'm really excited for that. So I thought I'd mention at least Sakamoto Days.
Heck yeah!
And speaking of action, Kaiju number 8 season 2.
Oh yeah, looking forward to that.
So excited for Kaiju number 8. It's about to end its manga.
Oh, really?
This upcoming month.
Do you know how many chapters it has?
It's fairly short. Like honestly, it's like maybe 120 chapters total. So it's like I've been really liking what Shonen Jump has been doing recently with some of their stuff. Like Demon Slayer's already done. We're gonna get to that in a moment, but the manga is done.
Yeah,
it's not that long.
No.
Same with Kaiju number 8's about to wrap up, and so I'm just like, I'm really appreciating just these shorter animes. Like they just get right to it, and it's not like with Bleach which has like 700 chapters, or Naruto which has an ungodly number 2, like 900, and don't get me started on One Piece. It's over 1,000. So it's just that we don't have these long-running series anymore, and they kind of just they're just setting out what they're doing and finishing up, and it doesn't feel rushed. At least what we've had so far. And I've read all of Kaiju number 8 up to this point, and I really love it, and I think it's brilliantly paced well, and the action's great, and it sets its sights on just like the one main villain of the series, and it doesn't go to like another one or something, and it's like this main villain, which is Kaiju number 9, that's just, killing humans and such, and I'm so excited for season 2. It's gonna ramp up its action and everything, and you're not ready. You're not ready for some of the stuff that you're about to see, but it's really good. In late July. Late July.
Oh, right.
No, I was going to get to the movies, but I'm going to save these for last, because we're not watching this one, but I'm just going to mention it.
Okay.
I'm interested to catch up on it at some point, but Shield Hero Season 4.
Oh, yeah.
I really loved Shield Hero Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
We watched half of Season 2, and it kind of just fell off for us. And just because the story was weak. But I heard Season 3 has ramped up and got better over time. After Season 2, Season 3 was way better. I hear Season 4 is going to be really good too. And this is all based on the light novel, and I really liked what they did with Season 1. And I want to tread through Season 2 and just get past that and try to enjoy what we have. So maybe at some point, I just wanted to mention it, that we may come back to this. I really kind of want to just get back to Shield Hero at some point, because I really love the concept of it.
A catching up on the Shield Hero.
Yeah, maybe a whole episode,
Yeah.
Well, I got 2 more.
Okay.
And these are bangers.
Okay.
Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, the movie.
Heck
now, I want to say these movies are coming out in July.
Mm-hmm.
This movie and the other one I'll be mentioning in a moment. They're both coming out in July.
Oh.
It's only in Japan. Now, we aren't going to see these movies, specifically us, in America, until September or October.
Right.
So we are... I just want to talk about them because they are kind of in the lineup, but we're going to watch them probably later half, bleeding into the fall. So, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle is a part 1 out of 3 movies.
I'm looking forward to this.
1 out of 3 movies is insane. That's going to wrap up this entire show. This banger series of just quality animation. Mm-hmm. I know we ratted the shit out of Demon Slayer last episode with its last season, but this new season, what they set up is fantastic, and I can't wait to see
I agree.
these movies, and we're seeing them in IMAX.
Oh,
I want to see this in IMAX. I want to feel the seats move, my ears ringing.
You want to see all that beautiful fighting and that beautiful IMAX.
I do. I want to. And with animation like that, we have to.
Oh, absolutely.
And so this is setting up the final arc, which is just like the culmination of just what Demon Slayer has been set out to do this entire time is go after Muzan Jackson.
Muzan Kibutsuji?
Yes, him. So, do you have anything you want to say about Infinity Castle?
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. You heard it here first. Put it on the back of the box. I'm looking forward to it.
Says the woman who bitched about it in the last episode.
You had every right to bitch about it, and I support that, because we didn't like that season. That was not the best season of Demon Slayer. It's still Demon Slayer. Mm-hmm. It's just not good Demon Slayer.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite. I wish we could just skip it, but there's some important key elements that will that I heard will carry forward with the movies.
You better see those paper airplanes.
No.
They better come flying in.
They come in and just like destroy Muzan Jackson. That's how it all ends.
All right. It turns out those paper airplanes are carrying bombs. I get straight into the Infinity Castle, straight to Muzan.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant writing.
Blows him to smithereens.
That's brilliant writing.
Yeah.
Speaking of bombs, Chainsaw Man Rize Arc, the movie. That's our last one.
Yeah.
That's it. Again, it's coming out July. But we will be seeing in October, almost close to Halloween, which is perfect. I can't wait. So,
which I have to say, Chainsaw Man holds a bit of a special place in my heart.
Why is that? Pochita?
That was I love Pochita. But that was the first time I ever won anything.
Oh yeah, you want to tell about that story?
So one of our sort of local-ish anime stores, they're selling over.
We can say what it is. I mean, it's like, if you guys are in the area, go see Rainy Day Anime.
Yeah, go check them out.
In Colorado Springs.
So they had a raffle going, and you could, like, you can earn the tickets, I think, right? Depending on how much you purchase, you earn so many. So
what they did was there was a festival going on with Rainy Day, and they had a bunch of vendors that were kind of selling their own merch.
Yeah, they had their craft stuff we bought from, like, pretty much everything.
We bought you have so much stuff from them.
Yeah. But anyway, they had this raffle where you could, like, try to win, like, figures and stuff, and they had one of their raffles was for all this Chainsaw Man merch. I won 2 figures and 3 plushies. That was the first time in my life I actually won anything.
Yeah, you still have them.
I can't say that it was my first time in my life actually winning anything, but legit winning rather than losing to win. Because that same day, like, there was, like, this board, and, like, oh, you pick a thing, and it'll tell you what you win. And they're like, just pick whatever cards catch your eye. I pick one, and it says you lost nothing, or whatever. I'm like, oh, no, nothing. And they're like, oh, try again. So they say, if you get 4 losses, you actually win something. I'm like, okay, I'll pick another card. I lost. And they're like, oh, no. And then I go further down. I pick another card. I lost again. 3 times, no way. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can finally win something, or I'll lose again. Oh, no, I'll probably win something this time, because what's the odds of me pulling a 4th you lose card? And I pulled a you lose card. I won a cute little scrapbook thing.
Which, have you used that thing yet?
No. I think it's in there.
Okay, well, that's cool. I've seen you won something, and I think I won, like, a magnet.
Yeah.
Which is on our fridge.
Yeah, you won a magnet. I think my brother won a magnet. Or a keychain.
Something
it was a magnet or a keychain. You could win.
But yeah, it was cool. You got to win some stuff, and
that was purely because I lost hard.
Yeah. But then you won some Chainsaw Man.
I won Chainsaw Man merch. I mean, I always had, like, a special spot for Chainsaw Man before that, but
now it's even more.
Yeah, it's, like, even more. Like,
and we just binged the whole thing again.
Yeah, we just finished it. What was it, yesterday?
Yeah, we just rewatched it because I kind of splurged and bought something, and I want to say that for a different episode, but I spot something that I just kind of got the itch to watch the show again. So I was like, we're watching it, and you're like, okay.
I've never. That was my 3rd time watching it.
But I'm really excited for the Rize arc.
I'm excited too.
I actually just read some of it today. I had some time to read some chapters, and I actually kind of know where they're probably going to stop, because I kind of read past it. I was kind of just, like, glued to it. I was like, oh shit, this is great.
I'm so impressed that you can find the time to do this during work hours.
I do it on my, like, mini breaks, you know? Yeah. I just, like, read a couple chapters. I read so fast.
I know. You don't take time to appreciate the images.
I do. I do. It's so good. Okay. I appreciate them at my own pace, okay? Okay. But, yeah, I read all the Rize arc stuff, and I'm really excited for it. I'm even more excited for it now because we just finished season 1 again. And I'm just... I'm so happy because Mappa gets to do it, and
that poster, man.
I want to kind of talk about the poster, but it kind of spoils some stuff, and I'm like, really? So I showed you the poster,
and I know nothing about the Rize arc.
I've kept it kept it pretty.
You've told me stuff that has happened after
that
arc.
I've told you some things.
Not a lot, but you've told me some things.
But yeah, the Rize arc was one of my favorite arcs to Chainsaw Man.
But I was able to figure out something, and I won't explain it.
Please don't.
But I was able to figure out something.
You're a really good Sherlockian brain of yours. You looked at the poster, and you're like, is this what's going on? And I was like, yep, and that's why I'm really upset with this poster. Because I wish they just kept it to close to their vest.
Yeah.
Unless you read the manga, which I'm fine with.
I'm sure most people probably have.
I'm hoping most people have, but I'm like, there's some people that just don't read the source material, and then you're just waiting for however many years it's going to take to make these. And I think a movie length for this is perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect. It's
some
not
arcs only need a movie.
I will say it's not like a 12 episode arc.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't need
like
a season.
That Demon Slayer season.
That was 8.
That didn't
need 8. Needed half of that maybe.
I think they could have done it comfortably within an hour and a half.
They could have. They could have done that. But this is perfect for like a movie-esque. It's just so brilliant and it's so high octane action. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love every fucking frame that you're gonna see. It's so great. I can't wait. And we're gonna watch that one in October. And I think we're gonna stop here for the summer lineup of 2025.
Part 1.
This was part 1. Those are the 11 we chose. I know I wrote these all down. These are the only ones I could think about on the top of my head that were continued series. With the list that we had and what was going for us. Next episode, we'll be talking about some new stuff. New things that are going to pop up. That's a podcast. Do you have anything else you want to say about any of these picks? And we kind of rushed through these as fast as possible.
I mean, this is already a pretty long episode.
So you want to call it here? That's a podcast?
That's probably a podcast.
All right.
If we have anything else we want to add to it, maybe we could bring it up in the next episode.
Exactly. We can just do a little, bit of catch up if that's the case. But recap. If you guys let us know down below in the comments or email us what anime are you looking forward to this summer? Is it anything that we just listened to today, or is it something new? Which we'll probably talk about next episode.
Next time.
Or if there's a recommendation you guys want us to watch something.
Yeah, it could be old or new. Anything.
Yeah, weebiesimpin at gmail.com. I think it might be weebiesimpinpod@gmail.com. Whatever the case. At pod. It's in the description.
I don't have access to the email, so I don't know.
It's in the description.
Okay.
Just check it out. If you guys want to email us any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, we can talk about it on the show. We have yet to do that. Because we're just talking about anime. So, that's it. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys for the next one.
Yeah. Ja mata.
Ja mata. Bye.